Alrighty guys, welcome back. More Blood and Plunder for you today. We are taking a look at a amphibious scenario, first time, so we're bound to probably get some things wrong. But we're going to do our best here just to have a fun, cool scenario. So we're playing Control the Field with the French as attackers, and then the Spanish all the way back there defending. And we've kind of set up a nice shore board here with some ruins, a lot of jungle terrain, and then some native terrain as well with the bigger ziggurat / pyramid type thing over there. We got 3 objectives out towards the center. We pushed them a little bit back compared to what the scenario said, just because of this board just doesn't have as much shoreline as, or the water isn't as deep as the scenario kind of recommends, but we'll make it work. So minor advantage to the Spanish here just because it's a couple inches up, but we'll see what we can do. We've got our French forces here, so we got a couple units of flibustiers, buccaneers, and some sailors and stuff in here. So we're not going to go heavy on the ships, mainly just using them to get to the shore here. So I'm not going to spend too much time firing cannons. We just want to get up there and claim objectives. But we're going to try, because we haven't done it much, we're going to try and actually fire off some artillery here and see if we score any lucky hits on the Spanish. Maybe we can finally get over that hurdle and get a victory in the column there for the old French, since the Spanish keep skewering us game after game. So, but we will be back after the first turn here. So we're going to try and get to shore as fast as possible and advance and start claiming objectives. So we'll be back, guys. Thanks so much. All right, we are back at the end of turn 1 here. So as expected, everybody essentially moved up. The Spanish are being a little bit cautious, but getting slowly and steadily advancing here. We beached that one. We're going to get out this turn, hopefully. Had the commander's unit here get themselves out of their boat. We essentially, just for simplicity's sake, we're beaching our bark here. And we took a couple of pot shots with the light cannons, and let's just say we rolled 1s and didn't do anything. So now it's just going to be a long and laborious reload. So we'll see if we can cause any more damage later on, but we'll be on to turn 2 here, and it's going to be a race to get to some of these objective tokens and try and hold out as much as possible. So we'll be back after turn 2. Hopefully there's no catastrophic events that get drawn either. We've already burned a fortune point on one of our cannons too, just to get a better reroll, but that didn't work. So we will be back, and hopefully we'll have some action here after 2. Alright guys, at the end of turn 2 here, so a couple of shots fired, but lots of whiffing. So we advanced our commander's unit with the flibustiers up a little bit further. Again, they took some pot shots, didn't really do anything. Lots of reloading on the cannons, dismounted here, and got out of the canoe here. So we will try our best to deal with the now much closer Spanish, and we'll see how things go. I think this turn people will definitely get to the objectives, so we'll hopefully not get too many strike points against us, but yeah, so definitely should be some casualties and some action this turn. We'll be back after turn 3 for you guys. Alright guys, after 3 here, lots of action. So we got out of the boats, we moved up and took some good solid shots here. So we killed a couple of the Lanceros over here, and between the militia unit, the Milice Carib here for the French, and then our flibustiers over there, they actually did some good work on the natives, the Milicianos Indios, although the Indios peppered us in return and actually killed 3 of our buccaneers and forced them to go back, which is very unfortunate. Other than that, we had an unfortunate random event at the start of the turn, and one of our units got randomly selected to add extra reload to the cannons, so that wasn't fun. But basically, they're still reloading there. We are in a potentially bad spot here, depending on who goes next, because we are staring down that full Lancero unit, but at least we are packing pistols as a desperate last attempt here. But we did take a strike point because we contest 1 objective, but the Spanish are firmly in control of 2 of them. We were hoping to get at least the Milicianos Indios to run away, but we'll have to see what we can do this turn. But it's going to be very bloody. Hopefully one of the cannons can maybe participate this turn and get a lucky shot. We'll see how things go, but looking pretty grim already. So we'll see how things go here after 3. Alrighty guys, we're back at the end of the turn here, so lots of blood and guts here. So we didn't really shoot anything more towards the center there because we were just stuck with reloads. Spanish did come up, popped a single one of our Caribbean militia for the French here, and sadly that ended up shaking them because we can't make leadership checks for anything here, resolve checks. So we managed to basically get rid of that with a rally, and we're still stuck reloading. These guys took a little bit of damage again, and basically just didn't roll so hot on the resolve, so at least they're not shaken anymore. We'll get to the ship in just a moment. So our flibustier unit did fairly well. They popped about 4 of the Lanceros over there, and then also used their pistols as a desperate action because the Lanceros were coming in. Still lost 3 in the close combat, with the Lanceros bounced back. We'll see what happens there this turn. It's just not looking good. We thought we had the equalizer at the end of the turn here because both of our cannons managed to reload and fire and hit with, I think between the 2 cannon shots, 4 out of the, I think, maximum dice that we could have hit with, or 5. And the Spanish saved every last one of those. So we could have essentially evaporated that unit, but no, they had to save every last one of them, and then they also made both of their resolve checks. So we hit this unit with 2 cannon shots and did absolutely nothing. So very humbling here. So must be divine intervention or something for the Spanish. We did take another strike point because, again, they still control objectives, although we have whittled away enough of their forces so that they have a strike point as well. So we're still losing, but at least we don't have to test for the whole force yet or anything like that. It's going to be rough here in these last few turns. We're going to, I think, abandon ship here and get these other 2 units out to somehow scramble towards the objectives. We'll see what happens, but we're going to need some really good dice rolls this turn just to start actually claiming some of the battle here. So we'll be right back after the next turn. Alrighty guys, we're back here at the end of, I believe, 5, so a little bit more bloody action. We decided to charge in with the flibustiers, killed a couple of the Lanceros, but sadly they continued to make all their resolve, so we're kind of stuck in there, but at least we have contested that objective. Sadly, we didn't get to push as far as we wanted to, so we are down 3-1 right now. Sailors charged in here, and failed to do anything despite hard chargers, so we do still need to make a fatigue test because you did take a hit, so just 1 there. Maybe we can at least put a fatigue on the Lanceros. Nope, sure as hell not. We got fatigue off of the militia for the French and started moving them up because we have to get to that objective. We're 2 shy of killing off half the Spanish as well. Here we basically spent the whole turn trying to rally. Managed to finally get a fatigue off, so we're not down in action. But we need to get the Buccaneers back in this somehow. And then we got our boys off the ship here, but they're going to be really far from being able to do anything. We did pass our test for the force, so we did decide to stick around for another turn, thankfully. So we're winning the battle as far as bodies goes, but the scenario is still just too much in favor of the Spanish right now. And again, the previous turn not hitting but not doing anything with the artillery has really cost us because we still have the full militia unit there for the Spanish. So we'll be back with the last turn for you guys. Alright guys, we're back at the end of the game, so another victory to the Spanish, although if you look at just bodies, the French killed well over half, almost 3/4 of the Spanish. We just really needed 1 more turn. We got stuck too long, unfortunately, dealing with fatigue and other crap. Again, the cannons hitting greatly, but not doing a single point of damage, to the magical armor of the Spanish there, was rough. We did finally wipe them out here. Commander decided enough is enough and just moved in and fought it off. And we had everything reloaded. If we had another turn, we would have been able to pepper the remaining Lanceros from multiple angles. Sailors had all kinds of fatigue. They rallied. Again, they would have been good to go for another turn. We did manage to get up here and contest with the extra militia unit on the left here. I know it's not the right models for it, but at least they weren't shaken. The militia did get shaken, but they managed to see off the remaining Milicianos Indios, and these guys were just sitting pretty. They peppered us again and killed some more of the militia. And actually, it was the Buccaneers that finally got back in and saw the Indians causing a couple points of damage there. but again, they would have been out of it for another couple turns. So all in all, nice bloody game. Got to try out some new things. Really worked in command points this time. Again, just trying to eventually get all the aspects of the game in here. So we're looking forward to getting some new models, though. We're going to test out some of the newer things that have been in the expansion books. But this was a fun one. So again, we played the Control the Fields scenario, amphibious. Again, Spanish win 4-2. We did pass our force checks as well with the French commander. So again, if we had another turn, I think we could have flipped it around and maybe gotten a victory. But fun game nonetheless. Very bloody, and got to try some new things. So hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.